My parents came to help, and my wife handed them a mop. By Tuesday, she'd scheduled them like staff. By Thursday, she had a standing date with a man who ordered the same smoothie I paid for. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. Let me back up. I'm Nate Porter, 34 years old, network operations lead for a mid-sized telecom company just outside Boston. My days are filled with server logs, on-call rotations, and Slack pings that never stop. The kind of work where flexible hours really means no hours off. The kind where your wife texts, "Are you even alive?" at 2 a.m, half joking, but not really. When Lena got pregnant with twins, we thought we had a plan. She'd ease up at her marketing job, handle things from home, while I powered through one brutal rotation during her 3rd trimester. 3 hard weeks, I told myself. Then we'd coast into parenthood together. That was the plan. Then reality showed up. Tired, hungry, and behind schedule. Lena's modified duties turned into full-time nesting panic, repainting walls, comparing cribs, arguing with customer service about the color of a baby blanket. Meanwhile, my rotation became a war zone. 3 straight weeks of 16-hour days, troubleshooting outages for clients who thought Wi-Fi was oxygen. By week 2, I was running on vending machine coffee and adrenaline. The apartment was chaos, Lena was overwhelmed, and I was out of hours to give. I needed help. Real help. So I called my parents. Marilyn and Doug Porter, 62 and 64, retired, cheerful, helpful to a fault. The kind of people who still bake cookies for the mailman and think volunteering is a hobby. When I told them what was going on, Mom didn't even hesitate. "We'll come stay," she said. 3 weeks. We'll cook, clean, keep Lena company. You just focus on work. It sounded perfect. Problem solved. They arrived on a Sunday afternoon, arms full of casseroles and enthusiasm. By Monday, the house already smelled like lemon cleaner and roast chicken. Mom scrubbed the baseboards before I even got home from work. Dad reorganized the garage for safety reasons. Lena sat on the couch with her laptop, feet up, texting grocery lists to my mom. That night, as we got ready for bed, she smiled at me. "Your mom's amazing," she said. "She insisted on doing laundry." I kissed her forehead and smiled back, but something about that word stuck with me. Insisted. By Wednesday, I came home late and found Mom still folding clothes at 10 p.m. Dad was in the kitchen portioning out meals into labeled containers like we were running a restaurant. Lena was upstairs behind a closed door, talking quietly on a work catch-up call. I leaned against the counter, watching my parents move around like polite ghosts. "You guys don't have to do all this," I said. Mom smiled without looking up. "We want to help, honey. Lena needs rest." Rest. Right. She'd been resting a lot lately. Long baths, longer naps, and hours upstairs on those calls. I didn't push it. I told myself she was exhausted, that twins were hard, that maybe this was just what help looked like. Then came Thursday. I came home around lunchtime. The house was empty. No car in the driveway, no sound, no parents. I checked the Ring doorbell feed. Lena had left around 11, wearing jeans and a nice blouse, not her usual maternity yoga pants. Her calendar on the fridge said, "Prenatal yoga, 11:30. So I texted her, "Home for 20 minutes. Where are you?" A minute later, she replied, "Ran to grab smoothies after class. Be home soon." Smoothies. Okay. Out of habit, or instinct, I opened the credit card portal on my phone. There it was, GR Wellness Cafe, 2218, 2 smoothies. I stared at the screen a moment, then closed it. Didn't text again. Didn't mention it. Just logged the detail in the quiet space in my head where I keep things that don't add up. Then I went back to work. Friday evening, I pulled into the driveway and ran into Kim, our neighbor, late 30s, sharp, The kind of person who notices things most people miss. She's a maternity nurse, knows too much about stress and bodies and lies that sound polite. "Hey, Nate," she said, holding her mail. "How's Lena doing?" "Good," I said. "Just tired. Twins'll do that." Kim nodded. Then, "I saw her at the gym cafe Tuesday. She was with a friend." I tried to sound casual. "Yeah?" "Yeah," she said, tilting her head slightly. "Your parents were here that afternoon, right? Figured maybe she needed a break." "Probably did," I said, forcing a smile. Kim smiled back, friendly but knowing. "Boundaries are cheaper than therapy, usually." Then she walked off, leaving the words behind like a note under a windshield wiper. I went inside. Mom was mopping the kitchen floor, humming softly. Dad was fixing the cabinet hinge that had been loose since last spring. The house looked spotless, perfect. And Lena, my wife, was on the couch, legs tucked under a blanket, scrolling on her phone. Relaxed. Effortless. Like the world hadn't shifted a degree. "How was yoga?" I asked. She didn't even look up. "Great," she said. "Really helps with the back pain." I nodded, walked to my desk, opened my laptop, and started a spreadsheet. Not out of anger, not even out of suspicion, just because data doesn't lie. I'm methodical by nature. My job is finding patterns in network data, correlating timestamps, isolating failures. I approached this the same way. Column A, date and time. Column B, parents' location, confirmed via their texts to me, just finished groceries, or Lena asked us to grab cleaning supplies. Column C, Ring doorbell logs, entries and exits. Column D, credit card charges. Column E, Lena's shared Google Calendar. She'd enabled sharing early in the pregnancy and apparently forgotten. The pattern emerged fast. Every Tuesday and Thursday, Lena's calendar showed prenatal yoga, or PT appointment, between 11 and 1. Every Tuesday and Thursday, the credit card showed charges from GR Wellness Cafe, always around $20, always 2 items. GR Wellness. I Googled it. Boutique gym, co-owned by someone named Gabe Russo. Smoothie bar attached. Open layout, glass facade, Instagram friendly. I checked the cafe's loyalty program online. You could search accounts by email. I tried Lena's. Nothing. Then I tried her maiden name, L. Pierce. Bingo. Account history showed weekly visits. 2 smoothies, always the same order. Acai bowl add-ons, protein upgrades. I cross-referenced the timestamps. While Mom was scrubbing our shower or Dad was assembling baby furniture, Lena was sitting in a cafe 5 miles away with someone who liked the same overpriced smoothie I was paying for. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I ran a soft test. Tuesday night, over dinner, I asked casually, "How's that prenatal class going? You said it was through the hospital, right?" "Yeah," Lena said. "It's great. Very hands-on." "Which location?" She hesitated. "The Brookline one." The Brookline Hospital didn't offer prenatal yoga on Tuesdays. I'd checked. I logged the discrepancy and kept eating. Wednesday afternoon, I got a Ring notification. Front door opened, 1:15 p.m. I checked the live feed. Lena was leaving. My parents' car wasn't in the driveway. They were out picking up paint samples she'd requested. 20 minutes later, another notification. Door opened. Lena returning. But the motion capture flagged something. Unknown face detected. I rewound the clip. In the glass reflection of our storm door, a man's silhouette. Short visit, maybe 10 minutes. I zoomed in on the car briefly visible at the curb. Vanity plate, GRF it. Gabe Russo. I saved the footage to 3 separate drives. Thursday, Mom gushed at breakfast. "Yesterday was so productive. I folded all the laundry while Lena rested between appointments." "What appointment?" I asked. She didn't say. I assumed prenatal checkup. I pulled up Lena's shared calendar. No appointment. I checked her location history on our shared Google account. Another thing she'd enabled and forgotten. She'd been at GR Wellness Cafe from 11:45 to 1:10. Mom had been folding laundry. Lena had been drinking smoothies with Gabe. I closed my laptop and stared at the wall. My parents weren't helping. They were enablers. Friday, I made a decision. I wasn't going to blow this up. Not yet. But I was going to set boundaries. Clear, documented, enforceable. First, I called a housekeeping service. Booked them for Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting immediately. Then, I sat my parents down. I appreciate everything you're doing, I said, but I'm concerned about liability. You're doing heavy cleaning, moving furniture. If one of you gets hurt, that's on me. I've hired a service, 2 days a week. You can focus on lighter stuff, groceries, rides to appointments. Mom frowned. Nate, we don't mind. I mind, I said. This is my house. I'll manage the help. Dad looked confused. We're just trying to pitch in. I know, and I'm asking you to pitch in differently. I handed them a printed schedule, grocery runs, prescription pickups, nothing that required scrubbing or heavy lifting. Mom looked hurt. I felt like garbage, but I didn't back down. Next, I prepped the hospital. Lena was due in less than 2 weeks. I called the birthing center and confirmed their visitor policy. Pre-registered guests only, ID required, wristbands for access. I registered my parents. I did not register anyone named Gabe Russo. I also updated the ring settings, notifications for every entry and exit, loud announcements on deliveries. If Gabe showed up again, I'd have audio and video. Finally, I texted Kim. Hey, if we ever block your driveway, please let me know. Don't want to be bad neighbors. She replied immediately. You're fine. But FYI, saw a car with a vanity plate yesterday afternoon. GRF Fit or something. Thought maybe you guys had a trainer coming by? I sent back a thumbs up emoji. Kim was smart. She'd just handed me a witness. Monday, my parents ignored the new plan. I came home to find Dad fixing a leaky faucet and Mom deep cleaning the oven. Lena texted me at work. Could you grab grout cleaner on your way home? Your dad noticed some mildew. I checked Instagram. Lena had posted a photo 20 minutes earlier. Location tagged, GR Wellness Cafe. Caption, prenatal grind. I screenshotted it, added it to the spreadsheet. That night, I told my parents to pack up. You've been amazing, but we need some space before the babies come. We'll call if we need anything. Mom looked crushed. Dad just nodded. They left Tuesday morning. Lena didn't ask why. Wednesday, I took a long lunch, drove to GR Wellness. Gabe Russo was exactly what I expected. Mid-30s, decent shape, careful smile. He was behind the smoothie counter when I walked in. Gabe Russo? That's me. What can I get you? I placed a printed timeline on the counter. Dates, charges, calendar entries, ring stills showing his car. You've been coaching my wife's prenatal sessions? His face went blank. Bill the correct client, I said. Me. I don't know what. If you step in my house again, this goes to your co-owner and the HOA email list. Don't test me. I walked out. He didn't follow. That night I called my parents, asked them to come back over, just to talk. They arrived hopeful. I led them to the kitchen. Lena was upstairs. I need to explain something, I said. I laid out the same documents I'd shown Gabe. While you were cleaning, Lena was seeing someone else. You helped make that possible. Mom's face went pale. We didn't know. You suspected. You had to. You're not stupid. Nate, I need one thing. Apologize. Acknowledge you ignored the signs because you liked being needed. Dad's jaw tightened. We were helping you. You were enabling her. That's not fair, Mom said. Then explain the grout cleaner text while she was at a cafe. Silence. Footsteps on the stairs. Lena appeared, face flushed. You're going through my calendar? It's shared, I said. You shared it. This is emotional abuse, Nate. What's abusive is turning my parents into unpaid staff while you had afternoons with Gabe. She turned to my parents. Did you know he was spying on me? And just like that, they aligned with her. Nate, you're overreacting, Mom said. Lena started crying. I needed support. You were never here. My parents hugged her. I stood there, alone. Labor started early. Thursday, 2 a.m. Contractions 5 minutes apart. I drove Lena to the hospital, texted my parents. In triage, we'll update. By 6 a.m., we were in a delivery suite. Lena was on an epidural. I was sitting in a chair, staring at my phone. A notification, text from an unknown number. I'm outside. Is she okay? I showed it to the charge nurse. Non-family member trying to access the floor. She nodded. We'll handle it. 10 minutes later, she returned. Security escorted him out. He's banned from this wing. Lena didn't ask who it was. The twins arrived Friday morning, healthy, loud, perfect. My parents showed up an hour later, excited and weepy. They brought flowers and stuffed animals. I let them hold the babies. Then I pulled out a folder. Before you stay, I said, I need something from you. I handed them the timeline. The ring stills, the cafe receipts, the housekeeper contract I'd asked them to respect. I asked you to apologize. You chose her instead. So here's the new boundary. No unsupervised access to the twins until you apologize to me, in writing, and agree to respect my household rules. No unscheduled entry, no errands that contradict my decisions, no covering for anyone. Mom's face crumpled. You can't do this. I can. And I am. Nate, please. The charge nurse appeared. Visiting hours are over for non-essential guests. Dad stood. You'll regret this. I already do, I said. I walked them to the door. Both twins started crying. I closed the door and went back to them. Lena didn't say a word. I picked up my daughter, then my son. I held them both. This was my family now. 3 days later, we went home. My parents didn't call. Lena moved into the guest room. I hired a postpartum doula. The twins are 2 months old now. My parents sent a card. No apology, just, we miss them. I filed for divorce last week. Lena didn't contest. Gabe's gym went under. Turns out his co-owner found out about the affair and bought him out. Kim still waves from her driveway. Last week, she brought over a casserole. Boundaries, she said. Cheaper than therapy, I replied. She smiled. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just tired and clear. I chose my kids. I chose honesty. I chose the family I'm building, not the one that let me down. Some people call that cold. I call it survival.